I remember the coming out on house arrest and reading comments on social media. It was rough. It was hard. People were really quick to judge. And a lot of things they were saying were terrible. Why? Because they don't know me. And it was not of my own doing. It was something I suffered from. And as a mother, I have to walk with that for the rest of my life, because as a mother, our job is to protect our children and be there for our children. And that's what I've done my entire life. My entire life with my children, even up until this day. Even while incarcerated, I still provided for my children.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and I was trying to adjust the volume for some reason. Couldn't hear that video. Probably do it in post and amplify it. But it says Florida mom who said COVID made her unalive her daughter speaks out and addressed social media comments after being found not guilty by reason of insanity. As she should. She was talking about people are so judgmental, as they should be. You shouldn't be going around committing homicide and thinking that it's sweet, right? But in our country, I have reason to believe, and I think I did a video about this. I believe the government, especially when it comes to black killers, I think they put them back in rotation just so they can wreak more havoc. That could be a conspiracy theory. I could be exaggerating, or I could be right on the mark and people gonna call me crazy because they don't think that that's possible. But when it comes to the U.S. government, you have to know, if I can think like that quick on my toes and I just put that out in the ethers, they have people that actually try to design environments within this country. So it's not far-fetched. And you gotta, I tell people all the time, people that know me, like friends and shit, when we having conversations like this, and I'm like, yo, you gotta know, if I thought about that and I'm Joe Blow, right? In the grand scheme of things, I ain't nobody important. You gotta know that the people that think like this, right? People like the Harry Kissingers. And they was talking about depopulation back in 1976. People thought it was a conspiracy till Bill Gates openly said it in the late 90s. And then again in the mid 2020s. So, yeah. I have reason to believe that they put people like this, psychopaths and people that have reason of insanity, back into the neighborhood so they can wreak more havoc, right? Because in my opinion, I think that could actually control the birth rate, the population within black society, and overall just kind of like keep us hemmed into the what they call it, the prison industrial complex, right? Keep putting murderers back in the neighborhood, giving them slaps on the wrist. It's like killing a two birds with one stone, no pun intended. So this ain't, and then it was Florida, so this is like literally the same state that Casey Anthony was in, right? If I'm not mistaken, when she was in Florida, I forgot what county. I want to say Broward County. I think this happened in Dade County. So they know what they doing. And white folks ain't let niggas don't get out of jail or get off on reason by insanity. And if you know what I'm saying, and they did it. That is not how the judicial system work. People always say this. They use shit like this in the arguments, right? When I have conversations with suspected white supremacists or people that just white people that just ignorant to the fact, and they always say, well, what about this person? What about OJ? First of all, OJ didn't fucking do it, but I did a whole video about that. If you ain't seen it, scroll down till you run into the video, and it explained fully why I think OJ, actually no, why OJ affirmatively did not commit that act. But they use shit like this. Well, this woman, she didn't go to prison for because they know what they're doing. She hired a lawyer or retained a lawyer. He kicked the bullshit reason of insanity. They don't necessarily ever think that black people suffer from some mental instability. So the fact that this woman clearly doesn't have a mental instability, but says she did, yeah, they know what they're doing. Not only that, bitch was smiling the whole video, and her face was dry as a motherfucker, wasn't a tear coming from her face. That's how you know it's an act. That was performative. She wasn't remorseful. She did that shit because she was tired of being a mom, and the cover story was reason of insanity, probably some postpartum bullshit. But Like I said, the white people know what they doing up there. Just like this white woman right here that got off on murder, and she stabbed a brother up in California somewhere. It escapes me exactly where, but she poked up some brother, and she too got off on reason of insanity, right? So like they know what the fuck they doing. They not doing this shit because they don't. Matter of fact, it's right here. It says Bryn Spector, born in 1991, is convicted of involuntary unaliving of the 2018 stabbing death of Chad O'Melia. I think he was that Nigerian nigga, a 26-year-old man she met and had been dating briefly in Thousand Oaks, California, the night of 2018. The pair smoked marijuana. So it said that she was smoking weed and had psychosis, and that caused her to stab him 57 times. Don't believe it, right? It says originally charged with homicide. The charge was reduced to involuntary unaliving after experts from both sides confirmed that the cannabis triggered psychosis, which is bullshit because I've smoked weed probably, what's it? I want to say about roughly about 20 years of my 43 years of living. And I never wanted to stab somebody that, you know what I'm saying? I did want to stab some people, but I never did it. And it wasn't weed if I had done it. This is bullshit. However, once again, they know what they doing. Whether it's a black murderer or a white one, they putting them back in rotation so that they can wreak havoc. Chances is she's gonna get put back out on the streets, do this to another person. This actually controls the population. This actually terrorizes the streets. People, you put shit elements like this back on the streets, it creates residual effects because these people don't stop doing it, or they go periods where they don't do it and then they do it again. And then most cases, court cases, they don't use what you've done in your past to actually, well, they're not supposed to condemn you in a future trial, right? So like they know what they're doing. They're terrorizing the streets. This actually fuels the whole myth of the streets of America being dangerous, shit like this. Now to a nigga like me, this isn't dangerous. I just protect my neck up and keep my jab stiff. But to the average green square motherfucker, like they don't want to be living in a country where the possibility of you running into Jeffrey Dahmer or Lorena Bobbitt is like high. But like I said, the government know what they doing. They doing this shit on purpose. However, in other countries, not so much. It says right here, in Dubai, this woman is facing a death penalty, and that they had to market like TikTok influencer faces death squad. TikTok influencer is about to get gunned down, right, for the stabbing of her boyfriend. Now it says right here, Brooke George, a 23-year-old British TikTok influencer from Gravesend, Kent, UK, and former who gives a fuck, is at the center of a high-profile legal case in Dubai. She met 26-year-old British men online and traveled there to visit him. According to the accounts and advocates, the relationship turned difficult during her second trip, leading to an incident on or around June 22nd, 2026, where she was arrested at the airport while attempting to return home and had been charged in connection with the man's unaliving. Dubai police charged George with premeditated homicide. If found guilty, she could be executed by firing squad, according to the website Detained in Dubai, a group that works to ensure the security of foreign nationals in the Gulf from unjust detention, wrongful prosecution, and all other violations of their human rights, according to its website. I hope they do justice, right? Because this is one thing in America, we got women running rampant doing bullshit, then copping pleas, and for some reason the white man or this judicial system has gotten weak on people that actually are offenders. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about motherfuckers that like they planted evidence on some racist shit and, you know what I'm saying, wrongly convicted a nigga. Not no shit like that. Get these bitches off the streets. Hell, you know what? Let me take that back. Let's get these fucking lunatics off the streets, man or woman. I'm gonna do a video about a nigga in Georgia that's a rapper. This nigga had a warrant for unaliving somebody and was doing a concert and shit, performing. Get this motherfucker off the streets. We don't need people like that just running around like, hell no. I pay taxes not to be walking around running into a goddamn serial killer. and pay my taxes. Shouldn't be paying that shit. Me supporting that. Get this crazy psycho motherfucker off the streets so people can live harmoniously. That's where I'm at with it. I don't see why the government be doing shit. It's like they be messing with us. Like they know what they doing. Once again, I stand by. The government knows what they doing. They're not doing. This isn't happening out of osmosis. This is happening because, like I said, depopulation, to enforce terrorization on the streets. It's like, it's one thing, it's bad enough they can't just take money from us, they can't just steal from us, they got to terrorize us with these fucking lunatics that they keep throwing back on the streets, and keep re-offending. Whether it's the crazy woman that killed her kids, Susan Smith that drowned her kids in 92, the nigga that stabbed that woman on the bus in Chicago, who else, these white boys that allegedly killed Nolan Wells, like white or black. If you out here wreaking havoc, get this motherfucker off the streets. I think our taxes pay at least for that. Right? If I'm gonna pay taxes, I'm gonna get robbed for money. The government gonna be spending it on everything but the homeless or social programs that help motherfuckers better themselves. The least they could do is make this motherfucker safe. Right? Because in a minute I'm gonna go out there and get me a Glock 19. And I have no problem with the will to kill. I don't want to be that guy. I intentionally don't walk around with a gun. I intentionally don't have a gun. It's not that I can't buy a gun. It's not that I don't want a gun. I just don't have beef in this motherfucker where I feel the need to like have a gun just in case shit. I feel like if you live in any country, you should be able to walk around without the fear of just in case shit. You know what I'm saying? I be hearing people say it's better to have it than and not need it than to need it not have it. It's like, bro, why the fuck I gotta live like that? Why in God's green earth should I be walking around in goddamn terrorized fear that a nigga gonna do something to me where I'm gonna have to not only destabilize the threat, but I'm gonna have to take this nigga off the planet? I don't think shit be that serious. I'm not in them streets. I don't owe nobody no money. I ain't fucked nobody girl. I ain't slapped your mama. We shouldn't have a problem. I should not have to get a gun because it's a crazy lunatic walking and lurking the damn streets of America. Like, this is just dumb. This is stupidity. This is one of the many reasons why I feel like our government and our country is collapsing, because the people in power are just stupid or old or both. It don't take a rocket scientist to say, yo, maybe for murder, get this motherfucker off the streets for forever. Like, I'm not really with the whole locking the nigga up on some shit. Like, I really only believe if you killed somebody is the only time with conclusive evidence that you should be taken off the streets, right? And live your life in a prison. If you robbed a motherfucker without a gun, right? Or if you scam somebody, hell, even if you rob somebody without a gun, if you ain't bust a shot, I think you good. I think it should be like, put you on some programs to get you better employment, right? Don't let your ass use a debit card. I don't know, but I think that people for shit like that, Grand Theft Auto, I think the only crimes you need to go to jail for forever is murder, rape, incest, some type of essay, and arson where somebody dies in the house fire, right? But if you ain't do none of that shit, right? Murder, 1, 2, 3, manslaughter, all that, you take a life intentionally, I think you need to be they need to get you the fuck off the streets. And I don't think it need to be no compassion either. But yeah, for everything else, I think programs, give niggas programs to make more money, better themselves, teach them sociology so that they have values, norms, and ethics, shit like that, right? But yeah, I don't think that, like, I believe that murder is right there on one of them lists. Like, motherfucker need to go to jail for forever. I don't even think you need to go to prison for forever if you sold drugs and a nigga OD. That's his problem. You didn't kill nothing. He just did too much of the sugar burger. That's all I'm saying. Or the booger sugar, right? I don't think you need to lock nobody up for that. I think if a motherfucker kills somebody, they got to go. Fire squad this motherfucker. And the fact that Dubai, they don't play no games. Hoes think it's sweet because they can go over there and get shatted on, right? You can't go over there and start killing people and then try to jump your ass back on a plane. It don't work like that. So I'm glad they got her and apprehended her. And yeah, get her the fuck off this planet. She gotta go. Sorry, UK, y'all fucked up. Y'all just lost one. That's where I'm at with it. They need to do that in America. Men and women. You kill somebody maliciously, you got to go. Better get you the fuck on out of here, bro. You are a menace to South Central while drinking your juice in the hood. We don't need you around. You causing too much problems. When you are too much, you're not worth the risk. Right? I do not feel like I need to pay taxes and walk around this motherfucker with a gun. That should be making no type of sense. Right? I feel like we may not be a utopia, but we can at least get close to it. Walking down the streets or meeting a girl on a date and flying to another country to hang out with her, get some buns and have a good memory shouldn't actually cost me my life because of an argument. And the fact that she tried to take off, she was on some like compartmentalized shit. She did it, knew how to do it, and tried to get away with it. Yeah, we gotta lock them type of motherfuckers up. Get your sociopath, psychopath, narcissistic, crazy motherfucking ass off the streets. You want to do malicious shit like that? Wear a jumper for the rest of your life. That's where I'm at with it. Wear a jumper all your life. Have a girlfriend or a boyfriend for 25 to 30 years till you can't really do shit. I feel like if you do go to prison, even if it ain't for life, let this motherfucker out when they 60, 62, right? It's the end of the road. You can't really do shit. Now, if you are in shape, motherfucker, been doing push-ups and you stay in good health and you ain't age rapidly, nah, keep that nigga in prison till he about 90. We need to have you broke down and beat up where you can't really readily do shit like that. Harm people. At least you ain't stabbing nobody. You may be an old maid putting poison in water or his drink or something, but you ain't gonna be picking up a knife and shivving nobody. In any event, if y'all like this episode, like, comment, and subscribe. If you think I got it wrong, let me know. And I'm out.